Welcome back to the Everything But the Bottle podcast. You're here with Master Distiller, Moonshiner contestant, Rabbi Ben Terabello. Of course, we won't forget to mention our favorite software in the industry, ttbmath.com, where you can get all your needs met, be it from a consultant to your compliance. It's a one-stop shop for real. Now on with it. What's today's topic? Saving money, of course. We are the cost automation nation. So you bring in all those grains from that farmer that you know down the block. He delivers it. Those are all great cost cutting measures. But what do you do with the spent grain? You throw it out, flush it down the drain, having the local town come in to fine you for doing just that. And we all know who does it. Just look in the mirror. How about this? Meet the cattle farmer, become friends with him, and sell him the spent grain. Guess what? You made more friends. They might just come buy more bottles. He might want to do a swap for some cattle, but that will definitely get you somewhere. You know those pigs down the block? They love spent grain, especially once it's fermented. A high pig is a good pig. And that's coming from the rabbi. So why don't you walk down the block and say, hey, you got some beautiful swines here, but don't you think they need to de-stress it a little bit and have a drink or fermented grains? How about the dairy farm? We all know that when you're high, de-stressed, there's more joy. It makes great milk production when your cows are chewing their cud on spent grain. And these are all just creative ideas, but you will also save volumes of money on sewage, on waste, whichever way you're getting rid of it, whichever way you are disposing of those grains. And very interestingly, two different distillers had two different ways of going about this. Some of them actually found their sources of grain had uses for the spent grain, so they would get a discount provided that they returned the grains when they're spent. Obviously, the numbers are vast. You're not getting 9 cents a pound grain, 40 cents a pound grain of corn, and getting back the same amount for used. But they appreciated that less bookkeeping, discounted rates, and it was easier for them. I mean, they weren't using ttbmath.com because with us, it's bliss. The other one's like, hey, I want to buy it, I want to sell it back. They want transactions, something with their accountants and the bookkeeping and taxes, whatever. But those are the two greatest ways of cutting costs on grains. I mean, there's another way we can discuss, and that's with actually working with a farmer. You know, they always use an extra set of hands, and if you don't have the grains, you can't be distilling. Makes great social media content too. Hey, I'm cutting my corn today. I'm chewing on a corn, trying it out. But let's be real, it ain't gonna happen. So these are the grain recycling techniques that are being used. Of course, every single time you meet one, you need to go ahead and build that relationship to come into your distillery, brewery, winery, and have them buy your bottles or promote your bottles. They might have a tourist center there. Make sure if someone's coming in, they're warm clients for you because they're coming in to see the farm. Some farms have like these, family tradition, people coming to check it out, tourist traps. They're already warm. Let them promote you as, hey, come to my distillery. Well, not mine, but my friends who use my corn, and throw them back. Now, I'm not horsing around, but imagine if you bought the horses food, because a distillery at least doesn't need top quality grains, and then you ferment and you send it back to the horses. Now, I might not want to be a rider on a drunk horse, but that is also another place to what to do with your corn. So you gain discounted corn or rye or wheat because you're buying lower grade as a distiller. A beer brewery is different, and now you're sending it back for greater discounts. Of course, you're doing, as we said in the last post, you're covering it up, saving all the sugars and whatnot, which makes me think that now they have a relationship with the farmer. When he mills, etc., he might be able to save you an awful lot of sugar in those silos. Just a thought. Of course, you got to be doing a sizable amount to make all of this worthwhile. You need to factor this into your batch sizes, factor this into your delivery sizes, streamline it, of course, using ttbmath.com, and happy-go-lucky days. Let's keep on making money, because remember, a cent here saves the consumer 3 cents down the road between all the markups. Times that by 100, that's dollars. Times that, it's big money. All the best. See you tomorrow.